So by the time this video comes out, version 2.2 should be already here, alongside this character here, Robin, who's going to be the new 5-star character coming to the game. But there's been a question on everyone's mind, which is, should I pull for her? Well, in this video, we're going to be going through everything you need to know about Robin, from her abilities, what she does, what kind of character she is, and also we'll be taking a look at her light cone too, because Honkai Star has actually released a ton of preview material for Robin, and we're going to go through all of it right here. So if you're still unsure if you want to pull for Robin, or maybe save for a future character like Boothill, then keep watching this video, because this will definitely inform you about everything she does and just kind of help you make that decision, because we all know it's hard to choose a character to pull for. As you can see here, there's actually a full preview page with gifts and everything on Hoyolab. Honkai Star and I think also Genshin Impact do this quite often so that you can get a good look at the character and decide whether you want her or not. So pretty much what it says here is that Robin is a 5-star physical character who follows the path of Harmony. And if you don't know, Harmony is a very supporting type path. Off the bat, Robin is going to be a character that's going to increase your damage, etc, etc. And what it says in the character overview is that Robin is a support type character that can increase the team's damage through Concerto. Activating Concerto can allow the entire team to take immediate action. While Concerto is active, additional damage will be triggered after allies attacks. Additionally, after allies user attacks, Robin additionally regenerates energy. Now here's a little bit about her story. We're not going to be going into that because this video is going to be all about her kit and her build rather than what kind of character she is, but she does have a very good backstory and the character design on her is amazing, as we'll see in the abilities further on. And here's a little preview of her traces, with the first one being called Collar Achura Cadenza, which says when the battle begins, this character's action is advanced forwards, which is kind of amazing because it allows Robin to get ahead in the battle and she can, apply those buffs early on in the game, which is just great. And it says the related abilities here is her talent called Tonal Resonance. The next trace is called Impromptu Flourish. While in Concerto state, increases all allies crit damage dealt when launching follow-up attacks. So it seems like Robin is going to be a very good support for follow-up characters like Topaz or maybe Dr. Ratio, etc, maybe even Himiko. So if you have a lot of follow-up attack characters or are planning on pulling on other follow-up characters, I mean Topaz will be on the banner with Robin, then I'd definitely suggest getting Robin because she'll be able to increase your damage even more. And that's also paired up with her ultimate here. And then finally for the last one, which is called Sequential Passage, which says when using skill, additionally regenerates energy, which means that Robin's going to be a very positive character whenever it comes to energy and that she's not going to have too many issues whenever trying to get her ult or skill up, whenever it comes to using these skill points, and she's just going to be a super efficient character in general. And they also give us a look at her leveling up material, which is super useful because you can go right now and start pre-farming these. Obviously this video will be out on release. These are the materials that you'll want anyways, especially if you're not planning on pulling her straight away, so you can farm these and then maybe pull her right near the end of the banner. With the trace materials being Dream Collection Component, Firmament Note, Past Evils of the Borehole Planet Disaster, and then for the actual Ascension materials is Dream Collection Component again, and also the IPC Work Permit, which I'm pretty sure is a new material. Don't quote me on that one, but I'm pretty sure it is. And then they go into Robin's actual kit, which starting off with the idol animation, obviously this looks great. It's got all of the musical notes and stuff, which really relate to her character well, obviously because she is a singer. And then onto the technique, which is called Overture of Inebriation, which is actually a super interesting technique, as after using the technique, creates a dimension around the character that lasts for a certain period of time. Enemies within this dimension will not attack Robin and will follow Robin while the dimension is active. After entering battle, while the dimension is active, Robin regenerates energy at the start of each wave. Only one dimension created by allies can exist at this time. So overall, this is a very good technique. It will stop enemies from attacking you, although they still will follow you. And it's just good for Robin regenerating energy. And it is a bit of a theme throughout her kit of her being a very, energy positive character. So now onto the actual battle abilities, with the first one being the basic attack. I mean, it's nothing special. It's called Wing Flip White Noise, which deals physical damage to a single enemy target. I mean, you can see the animation here. It's nothing too special, but it's still cool though. And then onto a talent where things get a little bit more interesting. And this one, it's called Tonal Resonance. As I mentioned before with the traces, it kind of fits in with that first one. And what this talent does, increases all allies crit damage. Also, after allies attack enemy targets, Robin additionally regenerates energy for herself. So just straight off the bat, all the allies are getting crit damage bonuses, which is just amazing. And it will allow your team to do even more damage, which is just great. As this isn't particular to any kind of character. As I mentioned before, some of her kit does cater towards follow-up attacks, but this crit damage increases all the characters. So again, it's just amazing. Now onto her skill, which is called Pinion's Aria. What this does, increases damage dealt by allies by a certain number of turns. This duration decreases by 1 at the start of Robin's turn. So again, this just gives you even more of a damage boost if her talent wasn't enough, which is just amazing. And as you can see on this little gif here, they're actually using a lot of follow-up characters. So follow-up characters are going to be very important with Robin, as they've got on here Dr. Ratio, Topaz, and Aventurine, who all deal follow-up attacks. So if you've got a team like that you can use, it's going to be amazing. And then we've got our ultimate, which seems a little bit more confusing. There is a lot of text here, and this is called Vox Harmony Opus Cosmi. And what this does, Robin enters the Concerto state and allows allies accept herself to immediately take action. So again, you're going to be bringing your characters straight up to the top of that list and allowing them to have another turn, which is just amazing. And there are a couple of light cones that do help out with that, like down, stand, stands, but this is just embedded into her kit, which is just amazing. And if we continue here, it says Robin enters the concerto state, increasing all allies' attack based on Robin's attack. So she's helping them deal even more damage, and this is all based off of her attack. So you're going to be wanting to run a very attack heavy build, especially in the stats, but that's why a lot of people are suggesting at the moment you run two 2-piece sets, which have like the 12% attack, I'm pretty sure it is, and this will just allow you to get even more attack with Robin, making you buff your characters even more with the attack. And it says after every attack launched by allies, Robin will deal additional physical damage based on her attack one time. So she'll also deal extra damage on top of the damage that you've already dealt, which again is amazing as it scales off her attack, so she's going to be doing quite a bit of damage too. And the crit rate and crit damage for this damage have fixed values, which pretty much means that I don't think crit rate or crit damage will be very important whenever it comes to stats, especially in the substats, so I wouldn't worry too much about getting any kind of crit rate or crit damage on her build. While Concerto is active, Robin is immune to crowd control debuffs, which again is just amazing. There's a lot of crowd control debuffs, especially in Penacony, so her being immune to it is just great. And before Concerto ends, Robin will not enter her turn and cannot take action, meaning that while she's in this state, she won't actually be able to take a turn, maybe do a little bit of basic attack damage, or maybe like her skill, which pretty much means while she's in this ultimate state, you know, the Concerto state, she won't be able to have a turn, which kind of makes sense because she's already buffing characters and doing a ton of damage whenever you attack them anyways. And finally, it says a countdown for Concerto appears on the action order. When the countdown starts its turn, Robin will exit the Concerto state and immediately take action. The countdown has a fixed speed. So what this means is after her ultimate has actually finished and the Concerto state is over, she'll be boosted straight up to the top of the action order, which will be great because it means she'll have another go and she'll be able to immediately maybe buff an ally. So overall, this ultimate is super amazing. It helps you to do a ton of damage and also brings all of your characters up to the top of the action order, which is just great overall. And that's pretty much the end of these abilities and traces. So overall, Robin is a very good character, especially if you want to buff people. And if you're looking for a character that can boost attack, boost damage, boost crit rate, and also help you have extra turns and get ahead of the enemies, then Robin is definitely the character for you, and I definitely suggest pulling on it. And I'm definitely going to be pulling on her on Wednesday. I'll be streaming it. We'll be pulling for her live, and yeah, I think she's going to be an amazing character that will probably change the meta a little bit, which will be super exciting. And then finally, we'll also take a look at her light cone preview, which is called Flowing Night Glow, which it looks kind of cool. You know, we've got all of these like makeup brushes and stuff. Obviously, these are all people helping her out because she's some kind of like singer, so I really like the design of this light cone, and usually the light cones in Honkai Star do look very nice. Now here is the light cone's ability, and it's called Pacify. And what this does, the wearer gains 1 stack of cancellation every time an ally attacks. Each stack of cancellation increases the wearer's energy regeneration rate by 3.0%, up to 5 stacks. When the wearer uses their ultimate, removes cancellation, gains Cadenza. Cadenza increases the wearer's attack by 48% and the team's damage by 24%, lasting for 1 turn. So again, this is an amazing light cone, and if you really want a good Robin, then I definitely suggest pulling for this because it seems like it's going to help her out a lot. I mean, she gets a lot of energy regeneration, meaning that she's going to be able to get that ultimate up quicker. Then whenever she uses her ultimate, her attack increases, which means that A, she's going to be doing more damage, and B, she's going to be increasing the damage of her allies. And then on top of that, the light cone itself increases the team's damage by 24%, which means you're going to be getting like a double kind of buff. So if you're looking for a big buff in damage with Robin, then I definitely suggest getting this light cone, although there are many free-to-play options as well, so don't feel like pressured into getting this, especially if you don't have the Stellar Jade for it. But it's a pretty good light cone, and you know, it could be worth pulling. Now the upgrade materials for this will be Dream Collection Component and Firmament Note, which is similar to Robin's material, so you know, it's nothing different there. So all in all, looking at Robin's kit and just everything to do with her, especially her light cone too, she seems like a great character that will definitely be able to boost the damage of your team. And if you're looking for a new physical unit in your team, she might be the one for you, because physical has been a type that's not been used so much, and we haven't had many great characters. We've had Argenti recently, who wasn't really that good. I mean, he's alright, but he's nothing special. But I think Robin and also Boothill will be able to bring physical back, and it will bring them back on top to where they should be. I mean, along with all of the other elements such as like lightning and wind, which are some pretty big elements and are used a lot and are just extremely useful in teams. So if you're thinking about pulling Robin, then I definitely suggest, you know, looking back through this video and checking everything about her. But as I said, if you're looking for a good support character that can support a lot of follow-up units, then I definitely suggest pulling for her. And as for a light cone, if you have the Stellar Jades, then I definitely recommend pulling for a light cone too, because it seems amazing. But just remember, that's not your only option. There is a ton of free-to-play options out there, so you know, if you want one of them, they can also work just as well. But if you're looking to do the most amount of damage, then I definitely suggest getting the light cone. Yeah, that's about all I've got for this video. Obviously, Robin will be released by the time I upload this, so good luck on your Robin pulls and everything like that. And I definitely will be pulling for us. So I recommend going down to the description and going over to my Twitch, because I'll probably be live whenever this video actually comes out, and we're going to be pulling for her right away. So, you know, come join us. Yeah, that's about all I got for this video. video. If you did enjoy it, then leave a like and subscribe. And I just hope it helped you out with everything to do with Robin and her kit. But yeah, that's all. See ya.